All right, guys, everyone's talking about XRP price targets, all the headlines, but no one's talking about what smart money's doing. I'm sitting here in the Capital One Cafe, so I'm just chilling here today, getting some work done, but I wanted to talk about my normal 3 key points around the strategy of XRP and what's going on right now. So the first point I'll talk about is distraction. This is all a distraction. The distraction game is what we'll call it. Point number 2 is going to be what smart money actually tracks. We'll get into the ISO 20022 implementation, some of the on-chain accumulation, and then just want to understand the overall real signals, and not just the headlines and everything. Everyone's trying to hype things up right now, so I want you guys to think carefully. We're reconciling right now. We're in more of a consolidation phase. And then point 3 is we'll talk about how to move differently, and then some strategies around ECA while others hesitate. I'll talk about that, adoption rates, and then utility, and overall just the patience, right? So let's get into the first talking point, which is distraction. So the headlines, a lot of the headlines, and then some of the retail activity that's going on right now, people are gonna, and I fall into it too, right? They're just wanting to get short-term gains, and then it's understandable, right? You want to make your short-term gains, but that's if it falls within your plan. Those projections of $10, $17, I think first and foremost, try and reach all-time highs. And then this is going to cause a lot of emotional trading and then a lot of spikes. So this is going to drive a lot of the rallies, often correlated with the spikes in daily active addresses that we can see. Influencers are going to be a part of this too, and then there's going to be short-term hype. There's a lot of coverage around focusing on the fast price movements, and then making sure that there's going to be a lot of multiple different types of price predictions, right? So one of the things that I like to focus on is just the general support and resistance indicators. Trying to understand the staircase level, if things are going up, where is it consolidating, and then when is the next level down. So you got to look at the volumes between those two areas, and it's progressive, right? It's slowly. That's the strategy, slow and steady. If things blow up and if it goes skyrocket, then that means that there's a gap that it needs to fill. And so when you're trading, that's a different mindset that you have to have rather than investing. Today, I'm only going to talk about investing and not the short-term gains, right? So you have to be careful when we're trying to look at those 2 points, and then trying to understand the different mindsets that you have to put yourself into. So don't get distracted with some of the short-term plays that are happening right now. At the end of the day, just accumulate as much as you can. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I can distribute. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you should do. So that's point 1. Point 2, what smart money actually tracks. So there's 3 things that they mainly track, from what I've seen, is all the regulatory news that's going on, and then a lot of trying to capture a good deal, right? Sale, and then accumulating on-chain, so that way they can actually use it for infrastructure plays. So looking at the ETF, the Genius Act, Clarity Act, and then the CBDC Act as well too. Those 3 are going to be huge players. The Genius already got signed. Clarity Act is still sitting with the House of Representatives already passed it. I think now it's just moving down the chain. So don't look at the surface headlines. A lot of this will pop up. Just make sure that that's what they're doing, right? So that's how they're tracking it. In general, a lot of the infrastructure that's going on, so RippleNet, ETFs, and legal clarity. RippleNet connects the financial institutions globally, and then using the XRP and the real-time liquidity, and then the settlements operating gears with greater efficiency. This creates a lower cost for SWIFT. The Legal Clarity Act around the Genius and Clarity in general. So this is all newly established, and then it's huge. It's creating clarity around securities, and then calling it, I'm going to cut that out. I'll go over there in a bit to change scenery. There's too many people walking back and forth. So talking point 3, and then I'll probably migrate, and then we'll wrap up because there's a lot of people walking back and forth here. But talking point 3, how to move a little bit differently. Let's talk about dollar cost averaging while other folks are hesitating. Don't get into the FOMO, the headlines, follow the plan. Across the board, we're literally at greed right now. Altcoin seasons, it's right in the middle. It's almost there. So I think that spike picked it up. So just pay attention to that. For instance, right now, I'm just staying patient. Even on my short-term plays, when I'm trading, I'm staying patient because I set my stop losses. So that way, in case if it does dip, I'm not saying it will, I'm just trying to protect myself. If it does dip, then I have a stop loss. Get out, and then I'm gonna wait until it gets down even further, the next level, whether it be 328, $3, then I'm gonna pick up some more for that trade. I'm also gonna pick up some more for my moon bag, right? So that's my long-term strategy. And then I'm gonna keep on accumulating as much as I can. So that's my strategy. But just be careful right now because we're at greed. I'm not saying that it's gonna dip or anything like that, but XRP at the time of recording right now, it's Monday, the 21st, 361. Probably gonna post this video up on either Wednesday or Thursday, so be a couple days late, but that's where it's at right now. Just dollar cost average, that's what I'm gonna be doing differently, and then don't let the FOMO catch to it. The overall long-term approach is what's gonna give us more relief. It's gonna give us more confidence within everything that's going on. This is the first time I've seen Ripple and XRP as now I'm gonna put more and more into it, right? Before I was very confident telling everyone that I know about it. This is an opportunity that once in a lifetime opportunity that you can get into, and it still is right now. But right now, it's just like, it's crazy, guys. It's blowing up. I think there's a lot of really great news, and I'm pretty excited for what the future has for us. So let's pause here, catch you guys in a different spot real quick. All right, guys, so just a little recap. We're about wrapped up here, and then we're gonna go grab some boba. But just to recap, so distraction, don't get distracted. It's all the hype and everything that's happening, it's gonna continue, right? The other point, what I wanna get to the focus of is viewers, let's cut that. So reaction kills the strategy. So you just gotta make sure that you stay on point with things and then not get into the hype and then don't overreact towards the noise. The other piece that I want to call out is just track the real signals. You can watch my channel and then we'll talk about it. Or you can just make sure that you learn about some of the main fundamentals around tracking and then what's actually happening. Look at the charts, walk through the charts, and then I can show you guys that as well too. Just to encourage you what's actually happening with the smart money. The other piece that we talked about was and how to move differently and how do you transition some of the strategies around that. So just DCA, focus on some of the long-term plays that's happening, understand the behavior changes around the market, building conviction around that, and then just don't chase some of the validation. Overall, just stay calculated, use the data, everything stays back that way, and it's a lot better. But guys, so if you like this type of content, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I accept all feedback. All right, guys. Thank you. Later.